do. I think we're just going to jump into it because we have a lot to accomplish this session. We haven't even gotten breakfast.
We haven't even got to the actual quest yet.
Yeah.
It's been pretty much fluff in one encounter.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't worry, boys. We're gonna go for the long game today. We're gonna be playing 10 hours straight. Fuck.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Grace would kill me. She does not want me running late 2 weeks in a row.
Mate, beat her up.
So you guys are filing one by one out of the funnel.
Yeah.
When you come up once again, Adam, you were met with the grisly reminder of the blood stain that's coating the outside of the street. Still little bits of Colin's clothing. One of his teared up boots laying there.
Yeah, I didn't have to smell it last night, but I do now, and if I have to smell it, I'd rather not see it. So I'm just gonna.
I'll make a point of standing between him and what's left of Colin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, love you, Lucky. Yeah.
I've been in a very similar position right now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
No, it isn't. Let's be off.
You know, I think he'd be happy you're still here. She says to Adam as her and Dusty pass by.
I should hope so. It's the least I can do for him. Is to make sure he carries his ideals.
She doesn't really know what to say just because she doesn't have the emotional maturity of it, so she just kind of smiles at you sort of sympathetically.
Adam mostly said that for himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you guys start heading off in the direction to what you would like to head off to. Where are you going exactly?
Marketplace for food.
Marketplace for food, can do. If there isn't going to be anything eventful because once again, it's early in the morning that you guys are choosing to head out, and most people in the row are either drunk, high, or, dead. So a lot of them don't go out really early in the morning. So you guys would be walking the streets mostly by yourselves. Most scabs don't patrol the streets this early either. They don't tend to get up super early just because they're always layabout. They're just layabouts. So you guys are able to get to the marketplace uncontested.
And on the way, we'd probably be trying to talk to Chum about what about.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you guys want to roleplay on the way too, you may. But I'm saying that I don't force scenes. You guys have to. So
okay.
I will tell Adam a story, but go on, music writer. I'll let you go.
All right. And at this point, I'd just go up to Chum and just say, "So you promised my friend some information, I believe."
Right. I did.
I'd call Adam over and be like, "Care to spill the beans?"
Please.
Well, what do you want to know?
What can you tell us? What is there to know of Laris?
Not much. Secretive guy. Keeps to himself. I only saw him maybe 6 or 7 times. Whole time I worked there. And all I did was move boxes for him down in some cave. Every single time I'd enter the home, he'd blindfold me. And yeah.
What is the cave?
Don't know. All I know is I felt really cold, and then I was in a cave.
And what was it like getting inside?
Like I said, before I would enter in, blindfold. All I'd hear was the creaking of some floorboards, and then cold inside a cave.
So you didn't go down any stairs?
No.
And I've been to that shop before. Is there any landmass in that area?
No.
I thought so, because it's in the middle of this.
Literally, he can point to where Laris lives. It looks almost like from zoomed out, it looks like a cigarette protruding out of the city with like a chimney stack smoking out of it. It's a really tall, raggedy, skinny building that is sometimes crooked and slanted. It keeps going up in weird, jagged ways. There are no windows on it at all. It's just a skinny little house that you think would just be a bedroom. That's where he lives.
creepy fucker.
Yes.
Right, like I said, I didn't see much of him
Do you
at all.
recall ever hearing when you were in the cave? Maybe the sound of any squeaking or skittering?
Like vermin,
Aye.
maybe once or twice. Bats. Heard frogs once. Yeah. The only times I'd really be on blindfolded was when I was moving boxes for him, or I'd feed his plants, and I'd feed pixies, all his pixies. He had a lot of pixies, like 26 of them or so.
These pixies? Tiny little things flying around?
Right, they look like little naked girls, but with wings.
26 of them, you say?
Right, he had a collection.
Oh, were they trapped?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I let them out sometimes. They like me.
And do they seem to not like Lyris?
I don't fucking know.
Hmm.
Like I said, I saw him never.
Sure.
Did you ever go up or downstairs?
I told you, no.
So not even in...
No.
And with that, Lucky's just like, how the fuck am I going to get into this place?
It's magic. It's magic. He must have maybe some kind of teleportation circle.
Right. Reason I got let go was because I dropped this bag. It's this little sack. When I dropped it, I knocked it over on accident. He didn't say anything about it, so I thought it was nothing. It was a bunch of beans. Looked like maybe black beans you'd eat in a soup. Those spill out onto the ground. I go over to pick them up. First thing I know, boom, fire everywhere. Burnt a lot of the crates, tables, everything. This fucking happened. He points down to himself. And then I passed out. I woke up. I don't know how many days I was asleep. Bandaged up. He'd healed me. As soon as I was able to walk, he fucking kicked me out, gave me a bag full of gold, told me thanks for my time, and that he would no longer require my services. That's all I fucking know. Will he talk to me? Probably not. I can try, though.
He's remarkably kind for someone in the row.
It's fucking weird.
Chum.
Yeah.
Do you know that he was the one who gave you the bag? I know you didn't see him, but do you know it was handed to you?
No, knocked it over when I was cleaning something.
It was there. Interesting.
Yeah. He's got a bunch of weird things. Try not to touch him. Sometimes I'd hear him up in his room, something talking to him. He had this weird statue thing made out of wax. He just kind of like shudders. I just kept to myself, didn't ask any questions. He fed me, gave me gold. I used to go out at night. I'd have as many girls as I wanted. It's a good deal.
Do you think he's looking for someone to take up your job?
I don't fucking know.
At this point, I would ask, sorry, brain fart.
It's okay.
Did you see an exit to the cave while you were in there?
No.
And at that, he just, you would see Lucky, like, visibly shudder.
Yeah, just you're like, what the fuck? Like, this can't be, like, an impenetrable fortress. It's in the row.
I was gonna say, and, like, the thing about Lucky is, like, and you would probably, thinking about it, you would probably have realized, like, the one time that he saw Adam use burning hands, he flinched. Like, he's definitely not comfortable with this as much as he is agreeing to go along with it.
Yeah.
Well, I just kind of put a hand up against the building next to me. This is quite a conundrum. And then you all very easily see the hand separate itself from me and start crawling up the wall.
Nice.
And I command the hand to go in the direction of the building and just kind of survey the area.
You're so fucking weird, you magic types.
And then I snap my hands and the disguise self happens and my hand reappears.
Fuck. He just like looks away.
The trick will get
Well,
out
I just go-
eventually.
You're telling me.
It's useful though. No one notices a hand crawling about typically if it's on the roof, and I can hear everything it can.
Right, so we're getting food, or do you want me to take you to Laris's place?
We're getting food.
Alright. And he just starts off towards the marketplace.
Yeah.
His bare feet splashing in the mud.
Adam's slowing in his step as his sort of despair is growing a little bit, and he probably ends up next to Dusty, who wanted to tell him something.
Hmm?
Didn't you want to tell me a story? Yeah.
Completely forgot. I was captivated in the interrogation.
You're good. The interrogation.
But yeah, and he sort of like looks at you with this like look of very serious, like, I know how you feel, bro. And he's like, I ain't had many friends, except little one. One I did, little rabbit fella. I loved that guy. I called him Hops. He used to jump around, and we were great mates. And then my brother snatched out my hands, ran off, and I wasn't even allowed any of the rabbit meat later. It was really sad.
How rude of him.
Well, if I confused you.
Sorry.
No, I just thought, since you've just lost someone that you liked, maybe if I said that happened to me as well,
Hey, Brennan. Did I ever do any research on the Fae, on pixies, perhaps? Is there any possibility I could know anything about them?
Maybe, potentially. I mean, it depends on what access you would have in the library. It seemed like you had very limited access.
When in doubt, roll for it.
Apparently
Yeah.
not at the end.
Well, yeah. Like, Colton was probably the only reason that you had any limited access at all, like, frustratingly so, because they
Yeah.
didn't think you were ready.
Yeah. Obviously I wasn't.
Oh,
But- Yeah.
was there pixies and shit in the forest where I grew up?
Sometimes. You'd see them glowing sometimes at night, flying up in the trees.
Did I know of anything like they used for something?
Make a nature check.
Like
No, just kidding.
if the shaman wanted to, if there is a shaman, wanted to commune with something horrible, would he use it or flush them up and eat them to heal an illness or something? Did anything like that?
Yeah, you know that their dust is used for stuff. Your shamans
Yeah.
used to use it for things.
Yeah, so I asked Adam, so what's pixie dust used for? What would we use that for?
Brennan?
Mostly the practical uses for it on the street are like entertainment purposes.
Okay, so it's like it's kind of the street magician's tool, pretty much.
Yeah, it explodes in a dazzling display of colors, etc. And it glows. It floats through the air like gold dust.
It is used for parlor tricks. Not much in the way of practical usage, no. But perhaps there is a way to locate these pixies. They're in the master. Chum, were the pixies ever out on their own accord?
Yeah, I used to let them out.
But did they ever get out?
No.
Damned. I'll have to think of something. There's some things I wish to...
I know the ones that would die, we'd take their wings off. Use those for some, I don't fucking know. Same with the dust. They used to collect a lot of it at the bottom of their jars, so I would let them out, collect all the dust, put it in some bags, leave it for Laris. Why?
Wherever they are is most likely where we need to get.
Well, I could show you where they are if I get in a place, maybe.
Of course.
Forgive me for interjecting. We are after the book, yes?
Yes.
What book?
Oh, his
Spellbook.
wizard's book.
His
And-
wizard's book.
And I have to say, from my knowledge of wizards, we have to get to him. He's not going to separate himself from it.
Well, he had a lot of books around. Like, a lot. Like,
That's good.
crates of books.
Oh.
Like, fucking lots of crates.
In your
Oh,
time
yes.
with him, did anyone ever try to fight him? Did he kill anyone when you were with him?
No.
So nothing to gauge his strength. Frustrating.
No.
Right.
I didn't see him do anything, so I'd sit there. He'd leave a lot, use the restroom. That's about it.
Yes.
Never talked to me, really.
Hmm.
He said better to be seen, not heard.
Heard that one before.
Bet you have.
Have some thoughts. Might use. But for now, let us get food.
Well, I think food might have come to us. It is like points.
Mhm.
And yeah, just down the alleyway, you see that there is a dog that doesn't seem to look like a mongrel, and it is laying on the ground next to one of the buildings. There is blood coming out of several of its paws, and you see these little wooden stake things popping up out of the paws as it's like sort of trying to limp get up, but it can't.
By the sire. Those are the dogs the nobles would parade about with them. In Berlin.
The what?
Trained mastiff. They're very, very valuable. Berlag,
German just starts walking towards it.
It's the coat there, doggy.
Fantastic.
it could be skittish.
Right.
Yeah, as you start to approach Jormund, this dog very proudly tries to stand up, and once again, it's having a hard time doing so because there are many caltrips you can see stuck in one of its paws.
Oh. I was never really good with animals. Dusty, you grew up in a forest, didn't you?
The hell I did.
You know your way around animals?
Give it a shot, and I go over. I'm like, you know, and I
Aren't
just
we
start
just
like
gonna fucking eat it?
I start slapping my thighs very enthusiastically, like,
Maybe. We'll
come
see.
on in. And see if it responds to me being like, come here, come on.
It as you start approaching, Dusty, because you're approaching sort of wide shoulders, it starts to growl at you because it feels sort of cornered. Because once again, it's having a hard time getting up. It has these things sticking through its paws.
Dusty, just slow. Wait, one moment. I'm gonna,
Wait.
crouch slightly. Say what, sorry?
No, go on.
Look at its paws. Those are caltrips. Someone must have done that to it.
It hurt itself.
Perhaps. I might be able to remove them. I have a limited medical training.
I'll like sit down,
Yes, that's good. Good idea.
and I put out my hand like this.
You really want to get close to it?
It doesn't
That's Dusty. Be careful, please.
look like it has a
Sure.
rot. I don't know exactly the signs, but
Doesn't look
mean
like
it
a
doesn't have
weenie to me.
rabies.
I mean, look at it. It looks perfectly healthy except for its paws.
Yeah, the thing is, looking at it, you can tell, Adam, it is of a very high pedigree. It is not from the row.
That's what I was saying. Like this probably reminds me a lot of the dogs that I saw nobles
Yep,
having.
a guard dog for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'd like to kneel down, much like Dusty, and just kind of sit next to him and maybe lean a bit forward and reach out. And I want to try to take the caltrips out of its paws as gingerly as I can.
Roll me a animal handling.
I was about to say, as he's doing that, Lucky would want to sort of still not come up behind it because he doesn't want it to get nervous, but he would walk up and just place a hand very gingerly on
Use
it,
my
trying to keep
inspiration.
it soothing. Just
Sorry.
to, I would like to assist.
If two of you are going to take an action, I'm not trying to cuck you right now, music writer, because I can tell what you're trying to do. But if more than one of you start approaching this at once, it will start snapping at you
It's not
guys.
a good idea.
Because
Okay,
it's
then
an
Lucky
animal
backs
that's wounded right now
Yeah,
and
then Lucky
cornered.
backs
So
off.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna use inspiration
Okay.
on the nat one because this thing can save our lives. So that's better than a nat one, I guess.
yeah, it's better than a nat one, so it's not going to attack you. But the thing is, as soon as you start getting close to it, it starts baring its teeth and growling, and this deep growl starts to come from it, and you're like, oh fuck! You start to realize that yeah, this was a dog meant to kill for its master.
Yeah.
Could I make an attempt?
Yeah, each of you can try your own things.
All right.
I've stopped.
I was gonna say, my first goal is just to soothe the animal to get it to calm down because its adrenaline must be running like crazy, and just like calm down. Walk up to it, just very lightly touch it, and see if it will calm down a little bit. And before I start trying to remove anything, would that be an animal handling?
Yeah, if you're gonna start approaching it, roll me an animal handling.
That works.
It's a bit better.
Yeah, so Lucky does this one thing where he just kind of gets down in this posture because Lucky's a smaller built guy, so he just kind of puts himself to like not be physically imposing whatsoever to it as he starts to slowly approach as he's kind of ducking, and this thing is growling at him as he's approaching, but it's not like moving towards him, and he goes up and he just very, very slightly just kind of like puts his hand out really, really gently. And it stops growling.
I let it sniff my hand for a moment, standing still as a statue, just letting it get used to my scent and my presence.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put my hand like behind its head, but not on its throat, but like the little bit of scruff of neck behind the head, and just gently pet it as I reach to pull out some of the caltrops.
Okay. So yeah, you start to pet the back of this thing's head, calming it down, and go ahead and roll me a medicine, I guess would be.
Okay. Right, that works.
Yeah, and quickly and painfully, you go and you rip this caltrip out, and then as soon as you rip it out, you back away from this thing as it starts to freak out and it bares its teeth. And it takes a minute, but it realizes that it can get up now because it's not going straight through its paw. And it doesn't run off; it just stands there and it growls, and it just starts to look around at all of you, seemingly confused, but I guess grateful.
I'd like to harness like an animal, if I may, and approach it like I've maybe seen like wolves, do to each other or something. So just sort of approach it quietly and just sort of like sniff it, I guess. Like if I get down like an all four sort of thing and like go up to its face like this. Like...
Yeah, and it just stands there, like sort of like a guard dog. It doesn't, it's curiosity and not getting the best of it. But as you get close, you can see it's like its nose sort of move, looking at you.
Yeah, and then
what should we do with it?
I
will
will
Caterina
put
says
the
standing
crappy-
next to you, Adam.
I was about to.
Go ahead, Lucky.
Sorry. I was going to, because I got that really crappy club off of that one guy. I assume that's really just like pretty much a stick, like just a plank of wood, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
There are no nails in it or anything, right? It's just
No, it's just a thing of wood.
All right. In that case, I will hand it out to the dog, give it something to teeth on, and see how it responds.
hey, I was doing a thing.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
Caterin, this dog.
I believe I thought Dusty was going to try and interact with it. He's better with animals than any of you are giving him credit for. Just let him deal with it.
Because I'm stupid
Okay.
like what? God damn. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I'm giving him a sniff, and then like when he's comfortable with me being near him, right? So I sort of get a gauge of that. So when he's comfortable, then I'll start like petting him and stuff, like bring like my sort of body closer, like sit up.
It's sort of intrigued by you because I don't think it's ever seen anything like you before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it lets you close, sort of seeing that you're like now that it's not in pain, like sort of its discipline sort of kicking in. So, and it lets you, so you go up and you start petting it, And you pet it for about 3 minutes or so, and then it sits and just lets you pet it, but sort of like stays there like a statue, like a good dog, as it just slightly looks around every so often.
See? I reckon we should keep it. Little guy like this might even be useful.
Yes, they're invaluable. Worth. Yeah, I just glance back at Chum and like go up to Katarin's ear. Worth hundreds of gold and per trained mastiff like this. God.
You could sell it
But
or eat it.
either would be a waste of such. Well,
Dusty, what do you want to do with it? You said keep it, yes?
I want it, yeah.
Seems to be listening to him. I say leave it up to Dusty.
Well, I say that he's mine and his name is George.
His name is what?
George.
George.
Very well. Dusty, let's take George with us to get some food. It probably hasn't eaten recently either.
Right. Can it walk?
Yeah, I'll sort of stand up, walk a little bit, look back, see if it's following me.
It's still sitting there. Come on, guy, George, please. And she just goes up and she starts like just slightly waving to it, and as she like makes the motion to like come, it just like goes, it just gets up, trots over, and then sits down.
Oh.
How'd you do that?
Just puts her hands up.
You speak to dogs or something, it's pretty funny.
Like Adam said, I think it's trained.
Trained?
Yes.
Like you, sorta.
Wait, what? Oh my.
That's a funny parallel to me. Yeah, like how you taught me it's rude to shit in the middle of the street.
Right. Exactly.
Or how it's rude to, play a trumpet.
But Dusty, let's not trip over any of these. And Katarin just kind of points, and there are caltrips all over the fucking alleyway, and there's a bag laying next to them that's sort of ripped open, like somebody spilt them.
I'll gather them. I think I'm the smallest of the bunch anyway. And I'm pretty sure, other than Katarin, of course.
Get done with this. She hands you like this little pocket handkerchief.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I take it and I just kind of wring it out and realize that none of the dirt that's in it's coming out. And yeah, I'm gonna lean over, get on my hands and knees, and just start picking them up one by one, and just kind of put them. I curl up my robe and start putting them into this makeshift bowl of my robe, and I'm gonna gather the pouch up. And
so you get a pouch of caltrips. There's probably about 8 or 9 or so of them in there.
Okay, is there basically is there enough to possibly influence a 5-foot square? Would be my only
that's
question.
the thing. There's like
Perfect.
they're not super small. They're like this big.
Oh, nice. Shit.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I gather them up, put them in a pouch, and I'm just gonna try to just sort of like tie up that ripped part if I can.
There you go. Yeah, you got it.
Sick.
Just so that we know, because I know that some breeds of Mastiff are actually larger than what you've described the mongrels as being. So roughly how large is this thing?
This thing, when it's standing up, it goes up to Dusty's lower ribs.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it's probably a little over 100 pounds.
It's up to my
definitely
chest.
over. It's bigger than Adam for sure.
Yeah, it's like up to my chest. It could probably fucking hump me to death.
Probably like 100 pounds or so, just based on the size. So it's actually a little bit larger than the mongrels.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty useful. I think it's going to be a little
It's
guard
bigger than
for
a
you.
mongrel. That's useful in and of itself.
It's your boy.
It'll be about as useful as a mastiff. So
Yeah.
I can't ride it though. Sad face.
No.
You could try.
Katarin can.
Ooh.
Halflings ride Mastiffs too, so...
Katarin
Like-
definitely could. Unless.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is the most adorable mental image just that I have right now is Katerin riding on this freaking mastiff.
Hey,
All
hey.
right.
Can we get food now, perhaps?
Yeah.
That was the intention.
Yeah, sorry, I was just distracted by the little dog.
It's fine, Dusty. I'm glad you've made a friend. Let's be off.
I so say we fucking ate it. Just, I would chum as she's just walking.
Yeah, but you
Good
say
George.
things that aren't, so...
Can I have a moment where I'm like trying to pet him and like, good George, and it just looks at me and just growls the slightest bit, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
good George, don't eat me.
It seems to be following you guys out of sort of habit rather than like it wants to.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what else to do with itself.
Yeah, it doesn't know what else to do with itself. Its owner probably got drunk and got eaten by mongrels.
When we,
Probably.
when we walk out of the alley, I just want to cast Disguise Person and just make myself look like an average human.
Nice.
Damn.
That's easy to do.
Run-of-the-mill person in the row.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn into this shorter blonde man with patchy hair and a goatee.
Nice.
Who the hell's that?
Oh, it's me, Dusty. It's Drummond.
Oh, right. I forgot you do that changey thing about.
No, that's new.
Wait, what?
That's-
You haven't done that before?
I've only been able
Oh.
to do this for about a day and a half now. Let's be off.
Well, I must have really confused someone falling.
As Dusty just stares off, and we just get that shot as it flies over. You guys go to the marketplace. Are you intending to buy loaves of bread for everyone that needs them?
I am intending to. I will spend a couple gold on food, but I'm also hoping to use that plus talking to people as a distraction so that we can steal more.
Okay. So if you are being a run-of-the-mill nobody guy, it's going to be a bit harder for you to distract people.
Oh, would it be harder than if I was German?
Yeah, Germans, you draw a bit of attention, just because you're a very charismatic, very interesting-looking tiefling who isn't dressed half badly.
Oh, yeah. The reason I changed into human was just simply to get people to look at me more. But if they look at me more because I'm a tiefling, then I'll keep that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So go ahead and roll me a performance or a persuasion or deception, whatever you're trying to fucking. I don't know what you're trying to do.
I think deception's probably most applicable.
Yeah, you start making some big scene about somebody stolen your coin purse.
Yeah. It's like I go and I purchase the gold, and then I reach down to my pouch, and I'm like, what's it? What the heck? And I just look around. Did you see him? Did you see the man that took this from me? And
Table.
Nice.
Did you see
Okay.
him?
Yeah. So you're definitely making a decent distraction. So you guys can go ahead and whoever's trying to steal, roll me a stealth. You guys are hitting the same spot over and over, so people are starting to maybe get wise to this. So yeah, 14, that's okay. If just so you guys are aware, if you would have done poorly, it just would have been like they're like, we've seen you before, so you guys were going to be rolling with disadvantage on stealth. And 13. So yeah, you guys both do okay. Katerin isn't actually able to get anything, but she doesn't get caught and doesn't make a scene. There's just like the bread guy that she normally robs is just being way too diligent and like not getting a shit about you, German. And then lucky you're able to get off with one piece of bread.
All right. Which I promptly hand to Adam.
Thanks.
Here.
Not
There
all
you go,
of it,
buddy.
please.
All right, I break off half and toss the other half to Jormund.
Thank you.
Actually, how many days does... Never mind.
A
Does he still-
loaf of bread is a day's ration.
Yeah, does he still have a day left on that? I can't remember whether it's been
I
1
am
or 2
keeping
days.
track of it. He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Brennan, I would like to, whilst I'm like helping Karen and stuff, like just have a look around, see if there's anything that a particular elf might like something, I don't know, colourful, meat or something like that would just catch my eye on it.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay. Perception. Nothing.
So you're looking around and you're just like, what is something that an elf would like? What is something that an elf would like? And then you're like looking around And you see that there is a little toy box that's colorful that this weird gypsy lady has in front of her. It sort of looks like some weird fucked up Jack in the Box, but you wouldn't necessarily know what it is. It would be the worst present ever for somebody like Adam, but to you it looks interesting. The perception wasn't you don't see anything, it's that you've seen the worst thing to give Adam, which is something to scare him. So you walk up and you're like, oh, this looks interesting. It's a couple silver pieces.
I'd like to ask the nice lady, what is it? What does it do? And
It's
would
a
an
toy.
elf like it?
I don't know.
Well, you're not very helpful at all.
You don't have any money, do you?
Well, I just wanted to see what it was all about.
It's a toy for kids. She might like it. Points to the little girl.
What does she look like, by the way? She's like an old, like, crone type.
Yeah, she's got like a gypsy head wrap and like really wrinkly face. He just looks really unimpressed, and like one eye just bulging out a little bit further than the other one.
Yeah, but like, what sort of toy is it? You know, is it one that you crank up like that and the thing explodes out the front? I've seen that before. It's pretty nice. Or is it like ones that, you know, move the legs and you move it around as if it's an actual thing, but it's not really?
And she goes over and just slightly pick it up and just like goes to twist the thing, and it's not making the music, and it's just going like there's something broken in it.
Oh god.
Comes
'Cause
as is. 2 silver. Fuck me, I don't know what it does.
Yeah, I'll try to look for a toy from somewhere who isn't. And I'll just sort of like this, because this woman is just not giving me like anything. She's
Yeah. She's just being a
just
bitch.
I'm just like, whatever, mate. I'll
Fine.
go.
Fuck off, then. She
Pretty
just
good
goes
at
back
that.
to like sitting down, and like she grabs like a thing of tobacco and shoves it in her mouth. And yeah, if there's nothing else you guys would like to do, what else is everybody doing?
Was it a gold for a loaf of bread?
Yeah, for a loaf of bread, it's 2
Ooh.
gold.
Oh,
I just
2?
remembered.
Oh, it's 2 gold for a loaf of bread.
Yep.
But a pie only cost 1 gold.
I know, but that also can fuck you up really hard.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I run over to Jormund very ecstatically because I just remembered something. I said "ooh" really loudly and sprinted over.
Yes, Dusty. What is it?
Yeah, the meaty boy's over there, right? And I point to like meat bin hang up, you know, the meat bin. Whatever.
Oh, it's not really a pie, but yeah, it's meat.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rats and shit hanging up.
Yes.
Is there any like sort of like leaner looking stuff, like as if it's not, you know, a rat or something?
There could be some bird or chicken. You're not sure.
Probably pigeon.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it, Dusty? What do you want?
Well, I thought that. Well, I wanted Adam to be my friend, all right. So I wanted to get him something he'd like, something tasty, maybe, or a toy or whatever.
Sure.
So I was just wondering if maybe even using my share of the money buy a meaty thing for Adam.
I see. Well, one thing to keep your eye out. If you ever hear someone mention cheese, I don't know why, but the man seems fascinated by it. So keep
What's
your eye
cheese?
out for cheese.
Cheese. That's
Um,
funny.
But certainly, I'll go talk with them and see if I can get a good deal on.
Thanks, Granddad. Always cared all you.
Absolutely, Dusty. Yeah, and I walk over to the stall.
What is cheese? Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yes, hi, hello there.
Hi there.
Hello. I was looking around and I noticed you have quite a selection of meats here, don't you?
That's right, I do.
Do you catch them yourself?
Right, I do.
Wow. Well, that is impressive. Now, I know that these are rats. That's pretty obvious because the tails are still there. But what is this? And I just point to a different-looking meat.
Oh, my wife got that.
Oh, well, what is it, if you know? Right.
I have a ledger here somewhere. Where? And he just starts looking around for it.
As if he can actually read.
Yeah, exactly.
Please
Yes,
take your
always.
time. Take your time. Is he like? Would it be
Completely
entirely
distracted?
obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I try and?
Oh, of course. Roll me a stealth.
Please don't fail.
I'm not too good at this, but if he's distracted,
Don't do it then.
it's too late.
Woo!
How many rats would you like to grab?
Probably like 2.
Okay, you can do that. You go up with a little knife and you snip 2 of the tails.
Yep, and I will grab them, and then I'll wait for him to find his ledger.
Oh, I always forget. And he takes off his hat and pulls out the ledger from the top of his hat, and then starts to roll it up. And he's like,
That's smart, keeping it somewhere where you can't forget it.
"It's something called a dingus."
Dingus.
Oh no, sorry, that's my wife saying not to be a dingus and let anyone. Don't lose the ledger. That's what it is. Don't be a dingus and lose the It's
May I look at it? Just to see everything you've got in stock.
yeah, sure. And he starts to hand it to you. The writing is barely legible. You're not sure if it's common or not.
Good. Can I make out what it says?
Pheasant.
Pheasant. I've heard of this bird before, and I return the ledger to him. I've heard that meat goes bad if it's not eaten within, I want to say, 2 days. For some reason, the beast just goes rotten very quickly. How long have you had it? How long?
I reckon somewhere shy of a week. Something like that.
Week?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I do want something different than rats, but if it's already gone bad, I don't want to pay as much as if it were fresh. How much do you want for it?
Heckler.
And then he goes up and he grabs the pheasant. He's like,
That's the thing. That's why it's dangerous. You can't tell by the smell. That's why it's scary.
well, that's a bit of fucking revenge, isn't it?
Right? It's like the little fucking bird just wants to get at you for killing it.
By the sire. Well, let me see. I don't know if my wife would like me coming home with less money. Go ahead and roll me a perception, or a persuasion or a deception.
I think it's probably deception. What did
I'll
you
roll
say?
What do you mean? It's totally true.
Large male deception.
14.
Not bad, not bad.
But it's better than coming home with a bunch of rotten food, I guess. So, looky here, friend. I'll do you a favor. I will give it to you for 9 silver.
Silver. How much? Tell you what. How much pheasant do you have right now?
This one.
Just the one?
Well, it's one whole pheasant. It's, I guess, all of it. Or
Tell you
it's a
what.
dingus.
Tell you what. I'll give you 9 silver. Sounds like a fair deal.
We have to rob this guy more often.
Okay. And he just goes over and he grabs it all.
Yep.
And he just kind of hands it over. Where he touches it, he leaves a black smudge.
Heat
That's
will,
what prestidigitation is for.
heat will kill that. Thank you. And I take it from him. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, you have a lovely day too. I think it might rain. And when he turns by to say he thinks it might rain, you're fucking gone. Just like, it's rude a little bit. And he just goes and sits down on his stool. And you get away with the pheasant.
May I ask how many rations a pheasant is?
A full pheasant. I'll break it down with you after this session. I don't want to spend too much time on for the last bit, discussing how much a pheasant will be.
Yeah, sure. Then I just
we'll figure out what a fair ration for it would be.
I just walk up to Dusty and I say, "Well, don't worry. We have something a bit better than what we used."
The dog, as soon as you come up, its mouth starts salivating.
That's right. I assume you probably haven't eaten. Well, if you're gonna be useful, you can't be starving. I just rip off a leg, and I throw it at the dog.
Yeah, it devours it in one go.
Conan almost likely.
It's a humongous dog.
George is a hungry boy.
Hungry boy, hungry male.
But Dusty, this is what you asked for, so here you are. Be sure to keep track of that. Hold on to it, and we'll make sure we make the most of it when we get back to the farm.
Yeah, I basically snatch it out of your hand really quick, really aggressively, and then I pick you up in both my arms. I cuddle you, oh, you're the best, Granddad.
Thank you, Dusty. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I try to pat you on the back, but it's a little weak.
Yeah, it's just like this, please stop,
Stop!
Yeah,
Stop!
Actually, Dusty, while you have me here, could you just pull a little tighter right in the midsection of my back?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Thank you. That would pop right in the right spot.
I'll put you guys up.
There it is.
Right away.
All right. Now I believe we have a mage to rob blind.
Right, come on, Georgie. I
Something
run
like that.
over to Adam.
Good fucking luck.
Where's Adam? Is he here?
I'm standing. I am making this half a loaf of bread blast. That's what I'm
You're
doing.
just slowly picking at it,
Yep.
You hear your name be called by a very loud voice. Adam! On the other side, Dusty
okay.
with a big grin on his face.
Yeah,
just,
I
sprints
start
towards
sifting
you.
through and oh, it's him. Okay, this is fine. Do we have any coin remaining, Drummond?
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's
I'm
me.
just walking up behind because Dusty rushed over to you, and I'm just
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah. I pat Dusty on the shoulder.
Well, before that, Dusty, didn't you had something you wanted to tell him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I asked Granddad if it'd be really nice to get you something because I thought you'd enjoy it. What with all the sadness going on, and I just give you a hunk of pheasant's red. Is it red meat? Pheasant?
He'd have to cook it. No, it's it's not particularly red.
No, I just thought it was chicken, but sort of dark kind of.
Yeah, it's like a pinky dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, not red meat. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Give me a chunk of raw meat. Nice.
Yeah, I'll give you a chunk of raw meat. There you go.
Well, we have to cook it. Elodie could probably prepare it when we get back.
Yes. Yes, we
Why?
do.
You don't seem happy. You don't like meat.
Dusty wanted to make sure you had something very tasty to eat, and he wanted to make sure you had something special. And we don't eat pheasant very often.
Well, I sincerely appreciate it.
Inside chat. I'm gonna inside check that man.
Okay.
Check that, man.
You realize I'm a vegetarian. No.
No, oh god.
No. I'm being legitimate. It's just really out of the blue. I wasn't expecting this. That was a really good insight check.
Yeah, get roasted.
Dusty
Yeah.
wants to know if you like his gift or not.
Yeah,
I like
Dusty's
it.
a very sincere boy.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna like it.
I will most certainly. In fact, when we dine, I'll have a gift to give back to you. Simply remind me.
You have a gift to give to me.
Yes. When it comes to eating this, of course.
Fair enough. Anyway,
Don't worry,
You're
Sean.
welcome.
They grow on you.
Yeah.
Yes, as I was. Drummond, is there any spare coin? There are just a pair of materials I wish to acquire.
What are they and how much are they?
It's been a while, but hopefully no more than a gold or two. It would be a tiny bell, mayhaps the size of a finger, maybe smaller, and then just a piece of a silver wire. Very fine.
Silver wire.
To be perfectly honest,
Where the fuck do you think you are, man?
I mean, you've a good point.
Sean,
He says like with his like cheek half full of bread that he's still eating.
Yeah.
Sean has a good point. I do not know where I could find. Honestly, I don't know where I'd find a small bell either, to fit your standards. Could certainly look around, but realize 2 gold is food for 2 people in a day. So why is it that you need these things?
If you
The
need a
magic that could
floss,
save
just
our
use your
lives.
hair.
Be a bit more frank with me.
Catherine like shakes her head in approval, Dusty, like, yeah, that's what I do.
I'm being
What?
thoroughly frank, Drummond. I think what you meant to say is more specific.
I don't care. If you understood what I meant, then just tell me.
I'm a student. I have a certain spell that we in magic circles call alarm. It allows us to ward an area, but not against things, rather as warning for things entering that area.
Bell does that.
Yes.
But this does not require a person.
Yeah, but Bell's always there.
But Bell won't be with us in the tower.
So,
Why don't you just ask him?
I hadn't really considered that.
Bell should stay where he is. He protects the funnel while I'm not there. But we can certainly look around for these items as you need them. I just have never looked for them myself, so I wouldn't know where to start.
You could try a trash heap.
Silver wire
True.
and a trash heap.
That's where you get something useless like a bell.
Bells
It's
are-
true.
I suppose you have a point. Nobody's really...
Kill a house cat. They got bells.
Oh,
Nobu's got a lot of cats, actually.
that's... Oh, no. That sounds like a bad idea.
No, but if we...
Suit yourself.
There's a lot of food and cats.
A lot of food?
Enough for a day or so.
Besides, cats all horrible. We'll want to keep one of those. We'll eat one of those.
Eh. Perhaps
Alright,
we'll get a few when we visit.
I catch rats. You eat the rats. I think that's why Thaddeus has so many of them.
Perhaps we steal a few cats, take them to the funnel, have them hunt rats, and this is an interesting business proposition. But we're getting off topic.
Can we fucking go, please? Like Chum's just like he's just sitting there, like, can we fucking go, please?
Adam,
At this point, he's pulled out an apple that he's eating. You notice that he's been buying food at stalls because he's been bored.
Yeah.
Adam, I'll be. Well, how much do you think that this will help us?
I suppose it's not completely necessary. We can go forward as it is, but we're going into completely unexplored and unmeasured territory.
Question. With your knowledge, would you be able to know if an area has been warded by the same magic? I imagine a wizard would probably have something like that around.
Most definitely, if he had the option. Doing so would be potentially expensive, but if he were settling down, it would be a necessity. Yes, any inscription on a surface or whatnot would be potentially too fine to even read, but it could be intuited perhaps by one such as myself.
You know, how about we just go talk to him?
But what?
Well, we're going to have to head there anyway, so let's be on with it.
Okay.
I was gonna say, while they were doing all this stuff in the market, I would like to, if it's possible, I would like for Lucky to have slipped off and making use of my contact, I would have liked to have seen if I could go and find Shaps. If I knew where he'd be.
Do you know where Shaps would be? That would
I'm pretty
take
sure
you
that's
to locate. I'm just saying to locate somebody like Shaps to get the information. That would take you a couple hours for sure.
Okay, in that case, I don't think we have that kind of time for this kind of operation just yet. So
I mean, you guys
Shit.
have been in the market probably for an hour.
okay, well,
Yeah,
if that's the case, then I probably would want to do that because he's my underground contact, and I haven't talked to him at all yet.
This is getting like fucking real off topic. But did I mention the warehouse shit?
Nope.
No, you did not.
Did I not? Oh,
Nope. Katerin hasn't mentioned it either.
God damn it, Karen! You're supposed to have my back, man.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you mentioned it to Adam, but he was wasted, so it really doesn't
Yep.
count.
Yeah, Katerin reminded Dusty to remind her to remind Jormund.
That fucking fell to pieces, didn't it?
Yeah.
I did.
But I mean, it makes sense for Dusty's character. You suddenly remember.
Stupid and forget shit like me. In real
But so
life.
who are you trying to contact, Lucky? Who's your contact?
Shaps is, I think we agreed when we were making my thing with the background. where
but who are you trying to ask where Shaps is?
True. That is a good question.
The only person that might know is Gavan, that isn't a scab.
And me.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Nobody does. Not even me.
I don't know, because wouldn't... I do not want to look this up in the rulebook right now. I'm trying to think, because wouldn't I know, like... Because he's a quartermaster, so I would assume he would remain rather stagnant. So... would I not know like, roughly where to find...
Shaps is a yes man, so he goes wherever the bosses tell him to, and he does whatever they want him to. So if he's not getting money out of somebody, he's recruiting new guys, or he's mugging people,
More or
or
less.
he's always doing stuff. I don't know if it's him lagging or if it's me lagging.
He's sounding laggy for me.
You're coming in fine for me.
Okay.
Because
Damn.
we used to run together. Oof,
Yeah,
okay.
all I heard was lag, but I think I get the gist of what you were
Okay,
saying.
in that case, okay, hear me
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
at least?
you used to run together, but like I said, you don't stick around one place. You kind of go everywhere and do stuff because you are the top guys. So getting your hands on Shaps would be sort of hard because he's the type of person that an enemy gang would want to kill. So he doesn't really stay in one place.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So to find out where he is, you have to ask a scab or ask somebody like Gavan.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for the next person we're about to kill. Make sure I can get some information first.
Yeah. So yeah, you spend an hour poking around. You don't really get much. You go look for all the old spots where Shaps would be, but he's not there.
All right.
But no, if it's since it's how Harvey literally just remembered, would it make sense that Dusty would also just remember? So I'm not going to take up roleplay time with it, but just to inform Jormund
about
what
the
I was
warehouse?
supposed to do. Yeah, and say that I saw a thing and blah blah blah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
So-
Jormund, you know that the scabs are stockpiling supplies at a warehouse.
Cool.
I don't know what you want to do with that information, but I think we're actually going to take our last break here,
All right.
or we'll be done.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad I got that out because otherwise I'd be like waiting for an opportune moment to fucking
Right.
say that. Like